Mama kanani.
Take 3. Action.
We know who you are, but other people don't. Tell us about you, yourself, and about a little more about where you're from.
Okay. My name is Makhalanjalo. A lot of people know me as Oros. But I have so many aliases, so I'll just run through them quickly. It's milkandoj, main source, Oros, Makhalanjalo, Sosa. Some call me Mastermind. But yeah, you can just call me Makhalanjalo for short. If you can't pronounce that, just call me Michelangelo. Yeah.
Where you're from?
I'm from Khayelitsha, Cape Town. I was born in Khayelitsha, grew up in Kalanga, and yeah, man, South African, planet Earth. Yeah.
Great. So, tell us about the challenges you have faced as a creative and creating, and how you have overcome them.
I think like for black creatives, for a lot of black creatives, let me not say generalize, but like for a lot of black creatives, I think the main challenge is first convincing your family that you want to do something in the creative arts. A lot of the time, we've seen a lot of people um, have a talent and explore that talent, but never really get far with that talent because they don't know how to take it to the next level. Um, so the name Makhalanjalo actually is a representation of that. It's a concept based sort of name where I looked around now when I first started like creating art and getting into the whole creative space. I looked around and I found that we had a lot of like people that were promising in the hood but never really got to that plateau because of whatever social things that happened in their lives, or the trap, as we call it in the hood, that sort of like keeps you in one place. So Makhalanjalo is basically a character or a reincarnation of a character that was called Kalanjalo. Kalanjalo is this guy who was a DJ back in the 80s. He was big, um, and this is it's made up sort of like character, but I think of him as like the guy who's potentially like making the beats for Brenda or maybe making the beats for whoever was the star back then. But then the guy never really like excelled past that because he might have found those very talented individuals, but those individuals went further than him because he got trapped into maybe like alcohol, drugs, or yeah, or whatever circumstances that come about for people. So I picture myself as being that person, but trying to be a positive change in that person's life, where instead of like being a person who complains, because Makhalanjalo, as the name suggests, is a guy who cries a lot, right? So I picture myself, instead of crying, I cry tears of joy. I'm the person that brings joy, those tears that make you feel good, because I want to be what Makhalanjalo couldn't be, you know. I want to be that person. I want to be the person that inspires the next generation to be like, yo, you can be this, and you can be even better than this guy, or even not better, but just you can take it even further, you know. So yeah, that's Makhalanjalo. I think in terms of challenges, Makhalanjalo is literally the embodiment of those challenges, where it's drugs, it's alcohol, it's crime, it's sexual addictions, shit, just whatever you find in the hood that is present. I'm a result of that. So my own challenges have sort of stemmed from that. Coming from a home that has an abusive father, who abusive father, or single parent, single black mom working as domestic worker. I feel the energy that comes with, having been in the position that I'm in. But like, I can't, now base my entire existence on, I'm born in this situation and I'm not gonna go any further. So I think the first challenge is to sort of like, tell yourself mentally that you can do more and be more and go further. Once you understand that, you know how to, work through that mentally. And then I think, like, yeah, man, convincing my mom, and then, and then now communicating with the message that I want to speak to the world. Yeah, those are the few challenges that I've sort of experienced.
Shoot, Thand'izinto. 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 People talking on the fathers, polas, he fish, I say fish, he go up better. Alright, to Oros, Thand'izinto.
So you have no prior music besides your single Thand'izinto. Could you tell us about that song, its impact, and what it has meant for you, and how that feels?
Oh shit. So yeah, man, Thand'izinto is my first solo song. I had done a song with a couple of mates. It was called EOS, and yeah, man, that song, that was my first real introduction to like being in front of a mic and rapping, But yeah, Thand'izinto is my first solo project where I was like, okay, cool, I'm doing this. I'm gonna tell a story from beginning to end, and through the story, I want to sort of like give someone an impression of who I am. And yeah, man, it's just Thand'izinto is actually a story of myself going through my late teens, or going through my teens, my late teens, and just like dealing with peer pressure, dealing with wanting to be cool, having a blackout, and yeah, becoming an international, player. I don't even consider myself as a player, but like in my mind back then when I was 16, I was like, yo, I want to be this, I'm not a player, I just crush a lot, I wanted to be that sophisticated, as chaps would put it, sophisticated. I wanted to be that sophisticated kasi nigga, So yeah, Thand'izinto is like an intro to that character of like this guy who has all these dreams and all these aspirations. Yeah.
So in the song, you mentioned Ape Shit Youth. Could you tell us more about like what the collective means and who is in that?
Okay. So yeah, Ape Shit Youth is a collective of individuals that express themselves through art. Each individual chooses how they want to express themselves, and the thing about Ape Shit Youth is that it's sort of like an open source code, where no one is ever really like invited to be part of or be a member of Ape Shit Youth. You sort of like see yourself in as a part of this thing, and then from that you then become the character, or you sort of like expand what the character is to you. So yeah, I think right now we're currently like at about 8 members, or like somewhere there. Thank you. Bigger. Because trying to do it bigger, right?
So tell us about your creative process.
My creative process. I ate a lot of these. I'm kidding. I always find that question weird because I never really know how to answer it. But I think I'm trying to be present in the moment that I'm living in, and also trying to capture what I'm doing while I'm living in that moment. Because a lot of the time, like, I don't know, man, like, when you look at pictures of yourself when you were a kid, and you're like, yo, that was the era, that's when it was going down, it was, but we fail to realize that, yo, it's going down right now, like, and yeah, man, so that, I think that's me. I'm just like trying to live in this moment and trying to draw as much energy and influences from the era that I live in, and then try to show it to people in a way that they've never seen it or never heard it before. Trying to be as original as possible. But yeah, I draw a lot from South African pop culture. I draw a lot from movies. Yeah, there is no formula.
What is one message you would give the kids who find themselves in a similar situation to you in terms of like not having resources to pursue their dreams or start creating?
I'd say like to people that want to do something. It doesn't have to be necessarily art. You want to do anything. You wanna own a farm. Start small, but start. Just start and believe in yourself when you start. A lot of the time you'll face obstacles of people not believing in what you're doing, but like if you believe in what you're doing, then it becomes sort of like an everyday thing. Because like I feel like if you're from where I'm from, you're constantly being challenged and in terms of like how you think, and if you someone who dares to think different in a community that thinks the same, you will always be challenged. So expect those challenges, but start. That's the only thing that really matters. Start and don't stop. Because the minute you stop, that means you become a Makhalanjalo. You cry all the time. But if you don't stop, you become a Makhalanjalo. And you are great in the books like me. Hopefully. But yeah, like don't stop. Like just keep on doing what you're doing. I think more than anything, like this world was made up, and you can make up what you want to be, right? You can choose which character you want to be, and you can choose how you want to sort of pursue it. Just start. The universe will conspire to help you out, and will help you get to the point you want to be at. Yeah, and think bigger. And cut.
It's just in case I beat the fifth, now get bad. You sound so good, I'm over again. It's pity when I get you was a man. But you always Kalini Kabalep. Limeri Bully popping with the